Welcome to a very special edition of the Lucha Lounge. I'm your host, Steve DeMarco. Now, I know I haven't been around for a little while, haven't been posting videos. It hasn't been since WrestleMania 24, so I thought I'd do a little something special. This past weekend, I went to PCW in Arlington, Texas, Professional Championship Wrestling, and hopefully, by the time this is uploaded, if you go to PCWWrestling.com, click the PCW link, and then go to an actual, there'll be a video clip that'll play, and underneath it it'll say for more videos. They'll have the June 7th edition of PCW, and you will get to see my much anticipated return to PCW. But there you can see what went on the show. I thought I'd cover kind of what went on behind the scenes. So, first off, why did I return? And in all honesty, I missed the place. You never say never. When I said a while back that I didn't know if I'd ever go back, that was probably me just being a little hot under the collar. And cooler heads have prevailed, and I wanted to go back. I guess back in March when I did visit PCW, I went and talked to the powers that be, and we discussed a possible time frame of return, and the time came. So the road trip itself was pretty hot, literally. I have no air conditioning in my vehicle, and in the Texas heat, I left for PCW from Houston around noon. So you can only imagine. I think I finally got on the road around 1 o'clock. Had to get my some new gear. Actually got new gear. Made a stop, bought a suit, and there you go. But what was going through my mind was, why return? And I guess I really wanted to test myself and see. I had been so successful there on my first tenure. I wanted to see if I could be as successful this go around. So really didn't know what was all going to happen at the show. I just knew that I was making a return. They had been hyping it. They had been doing hype videos to promo my return. So all in all, I was pretty excited about the whole endeavor, and just kept thinking about what I was going to possibly say. I knew I was going to get mic work for sure. I didn't really know who I was going to face. There were questions as to what was going to go on. So I arrived in Arlington about 5 o'clock, and I met up with Franco, who I have tagged with and been on the same side and opposing side. We're still friends. A lot of it's business. We'll always remain friends regardless of where the business takes us. And so in this go-around, we got to actually sit down and eat and talk about what was going on at PCW. I had been able to watch PCWWrestling.com, had been showing videos, so I kind of knew more or less what was going on as I walked in. So after I ate, I got to finally go to the arena. Now, I'd been to the arena in March, but it was purely as a spectator. This go around, it was actually as a performer. So I was nervous. I'll be honest. I have a lot of history there, and I was nervous for a few reasons. Would the fans remember, even though there were some hype videos, would they remember me? Would they respond well to my return? And would I be able to have the same impact that I had the first go-round? So I get there and I talk to the powers that be. I always call him the powers that be because I think he gets a kick out of it. But spoke to him at length, and I found out that I would actually be doing promo work against Mike Fox, the main event, Mike Fox. He goes by many names, but that's typically what he calls himself at PCW. And he and I have always kind of had a very competitive kind of undertone, but we're all about business, and at the same time we've, with the exception of maybe one or two matches, a few matches here and there, maybe a handful, we've never really crossed paths in a feud type setting. So I was really excited he's one of the guys that I consider a standard bearer there when I first came to PCW, and he's continued to be the guy. Plus, he's the heavyweight champion. He had just faced Abyss and retained his title. So, and he's a very good guy on the mic. He's a very good promo guy, and very passionate. And we have a lot of the same passions when it comes to the business. So I was really excited when I heard that I was going to be verbally jousting against Mike Fox, and I was actually going to interrupt his promo, which no one really got to do. He has a stable, a very impressive stable of former heavyweight champions and former multi-championship holders, and he's got a very cool group. They're called the Faithful. Tim Storm has been you can hear in the promo, and if you watch the promo, you'll see that really what I was saying was true when I interrupted those guys. A collection, a resume that a lot of people would kill to have, and but I am the first ever Grand Slam champion, so for PCW, so I felt I had some clout, and we went back and forth verbally jousting, and we have similar catchphrases, so I played off of that, and then of course he mentioned that I've always come up short against him in title matches, or I've always been a step behind, and I kind of took exception. I mean, so I did what any red-blooded wrestling American would do, and I sexy kicked him in the face and laid him out while his crew watched. So be on the lookout for that. The crowd was really loud. I hadn't been to PCW since March, and before that I hadn't been there for a while. But the crowd was exceptionally loud, and I always like working in that facility, and I like the ring and whatnot. And me and Mike got to main event the show, obviously, and it was for the title. And if you watch it, I came up a little short due to outside interference and just being probably overwhelmed in the moment, feeling like I think I psyched myself out, and really I was just overly excited about even just being there. So it was great to see everyone as far as staff, and getting to see the powers that be and talking to the bussies and seeing the roster and seeing how they've matured and how they've fallen into their own spots and whatnot. And it was great to see everyone in action. And I mean, if not just to go check my matches out, but check out PCWWrestling.com. They do have some DVDs on sale for them. I mean, they're a Texas-based organization, but I mean, any of you watching this would probably enjoy it. And I mean, they put on one hell of a show. Although I'll always say that there's really no show without Steve DeMarco. But aside from that, I had a blast, and I'm looking forward to hopefully going back there again. There'll probably also be a link, which will hype a radio interview that I'm going to do, probably to discuss my PCW return and where I plan on going. In the future, when I do shows, I'm going to try my best to have it as a road show and make the Lucha Lounge more of a mobile situation. Trying to think if there's anything else. I know it's been a long time coming, guys, and this was a little bit of a story time and kind of get inside my head. And I plan on doing these more often. And I'm just starting with the Lucha Lounge, and I plan on building and growing with it. So again, I appreciate everyone who watches my vids, who comments on my vids, who gives me any kind of feedback or suggestions. And as a special treat, the next video, which will come out pretty shortly, will actually be directed to you, all of you, the YouTube wrestling community, as well as any people who actually watch these videos. And be on the lookout for that, because it's going to be something special. As always, thanks for visiting the Lucha Lounge. You know that when you're at the Lucha Lounge, you are staying cool, you are staying classy, and more importantly, you're staying sexy. Again, thanks as always. See you later.